Appreciate you guys tuning in. The Tastemakers podcast begins in 5 minutes. Make sure not to go nowhere, because Quote, Brina, Trisha, and Corey, also known as the Tastemakers, will be with you in 5 minutes. Thanks for sticking with us. Oh snap, you still here. Listen, in less than 3 minutes, the Tastemakers pod will be on and popping. Don't miss Bree, Quote, Trish, and Corey talking about the hottest topics in culture. Again, less than 3 minutes. Make sure to stick with us.
Tastemakers.
Classic. We do more than make a living, we make a life. When everything is dark, we are the light. We are the Tastemakers. Aight. Let tomorrow tell the stories that we make tonight.
I told y'all, patience is a virtue. This is what perseverance will get you. In just 60 seconds, you will be live with the Tastemakers pod. Again, appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you soon.
For the new Tastemakers, sommeliers came out to play. Classics in the current day. For the movers and shakers, for the new Tastemakers, sommeliers came out to play. Classics in the current day.
The Beat Breaker. Tastemakers.
What up? What up? What up? How's
What
everybody doing?
Yo, tired.
That
Yeah.
energy is not.
We made it.
Not-
That's it.
We are gonna lose our Bang sponsorship if y'all coming on here tired like this. Do you understand what I'm saying? I need y'all to have as much energy as the dag on chat. Shouts out to everybody in the chat because y'all is up in here already talking to each other, already saying what's popping, already just. I appreciate y'all. I just want to shout out Litany, shout out Kiera, shout out Devin, shout out Judon, shout out Taj. Listen, shout out Mr. Legacy Jones. Yo, y'all is real ones. I just appreciate the community. You know what I mean? I appreciate the community.
Yeah.
And I appreciate this bang right here. I really appreciate this bang right here. Anyway, of course, we got a Tastemakers. Of course, thank you for joining us every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. where we give you just a taste of the culture. That's Trisha Bell. That be Brina. They call me, quote, Light Skin Corey is running a little late. He'll be on about 10, 15 minutes. You know what I mean?
He's
and
tired.
he's trying to become Mr. DJ.
Hey, Mr. DJ.
Hey, Mr. DJ. That's who he's trying to become. No doubt, no doubt. Did I see Risha? I didn't see Risha in the chat. Is Risha here?
She in there. Yeah.
Shouts out to Risha in the chat. Yo, listen, look, it's good to see all of y'all.
Y'all here early?
Y'all here early?
Yes, sure are.
I'm telling you. Y'all
Maybe
is
it because this is my last day? Because y'all know this is my last day.
So
officially.
Yes, this is officially our last Trisha Bell Tastemakers podcast of her being a regular member of the Tastemakers.
I will be back.
Because I expect we will see the blonde tea or the pink tea now, right? Again.
I'm fading. It's fading, but it'll come back.
Yeah. So definitely, of course, this will be the show in which we make sure to give Trisha her flowers right here on camera. Y'all make sure to do the same in the chat. I mean, do we start there? We start there? Judon said Trisha got more to say. Trisha got more to say.
Do I?
With the South got something to say, I guess is what was that the old Outcast reference?
I guess so.
Listen, Trisha's like, no, I'm good. I ain't got much of nothing to say.
I mean, I always have something to say. You know what I mean?
Oh
man.
Man. I've been thinking about it actually this week as we kind of come around, and I was watching some of the clips that we posted. I don't know if y'all are keeping up on the socials, but the @Tastemakerspod on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, you know what I mean, on the Facebook street, a little bit of everywhere. Definitely catch us. You'll see our clips and things of that nature. But I was watching the clips, and Trisha, you was going in about the baby boomers and making sure to, that joint. And I was like, you know what we losing? What we losing?
We losing
our heart. We are losing our heart. Trisha is our heart.
Don't do this.
From the motherly, the caring, the nurturing. You know what I mean? We're losing our heart. Might drop a tear on you, you know what I mean, in the middle of the show. That's Trisha. We are losing our heart. You know what I mean? So of course, definitely want to give you your flowers. I told you from the consistency to like I said, being our heart here at the podcast. That's what it is. And we'll know you'll be around. I know I'll see you in the group chat. Yada, boom, boom. And I'm sure we'll have you back on the show. So I know it's not goodbye. And it's definitely not good riddance. That's for sure. We definitely gonna miss you.
Never.
But that's my flowers. Bree, did you want to get in on this?
Yeah. I mean, it's been well over a year. Since we all started this journey. Since we all started this journey and just the camaraderie and everything that we built. Definitely gonna miss working with you every week. But I'll still be bugging you though.
Oh, please do. I mean, it's not like, I won't talk to you all off of here, but I'm gonna also definitely miss just being able to, be free and be myself fully with you all, and to speak on, topics that are happening in the world, with the biblical mindset, and be free with that. Like, I love that we all have different opinions a lot of times, or sometimes, and just, that we're able to talk through those things and still love each other, even if we do disagree.
Right.
So.
Indeed. Shouts out to London in the chat. London in the chat. So that's what it is. Of course, Goss will be here a little bit later. You'll probably see him in the next 20 minutes. But as y'all know, was it Goody Mob? Who was it that told us that One Monkey Don't Stop No Show?
I think it was Goody Mob.
Yeah, look at the call back. Look at the reference right there. But listen, y'all, we got some dope topics for y'all tonight. So let's go ahead and get right into it, y'all. We're going to talk about your man, Carl Lentz, and how all of a sudden he is popping up at Transformation. Has he had a transformation? All right, we're going to talk about another school shooting yet again. What can we do to prevent things like this from happening in our nation? We're going to ask you, have you ever been close to leaving the faith? What does that look like for you? Has that ever been you? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about your girl Blac Chyna out here doing the switch up. And we'll, of course, talk about Jonathan Majors and the implications of what went down this weekend and what that could look like and what that means and how that affects everything. All right. So we'll talk about that, all those jazz, all those things. But before we do, let's go ahead and get into the memes of the weeks. What we got?
Okay. So, quote, you are first up.
Yo, shouts out to the Pope. Shouts out to the Pope. And as my man Charles Brown would say, y'all know he got a clean pair of Timbs, right? You can't see his feet, but you know
that's wild. He looked like he
got a clean pair of Timbs on right now. This is that holy drip. You know what I mean? Is this
real?
That holy swag.
That's what I was about to ask.
I am of the belief that this is a real thing out here.
Yo, that's wild. Because look, it's like belted in the middle, so it's kind of like it's cinched in the middle. That's interesting. I was about to say, yeah, Mr. Legacy Jones said it's fake. I feel like it might be fake. It might be. Oh, because the chain.
Yeah, that's a AI generated image for sure.
Yeah,
I can't see him stepping out like that.
Yo, that'd be so dope if the Pope I might have to switch up on y'all. Start saying my Hail Marys and whatnot. Yeah, let me stop. I'm joking. I'm like saying, yo, this is he's so fresh though. He is so fresh right now.
The bubble jacket is killing me.
I love it. What we got next? Yo, he's stepping out though.
I ain't even noticed that chain till somebody said it. I'm like, what?
Okay, next up, this one is Trisha's meme. Oops.
I had some dishwasher brisket as well. Had about 1.5 pounds of that, which was...
I mean, that's it. White people, donezo. I'm all good if we have a white genocide. Get rid of us. That's the most insane shit I've ever seen in my life. I'd go as far to say that I'll be a collaborator, okay? Because there's no way. I'm not letting that fly.
How you gonna do dishwasher brisket? Help me understand.
Ain't nobody doing no dishwasher brisket.
That's disgusting.
Absolutely.
I thought I saw somebody like make lasagna in the dishwasher before.
Oh my gosh, stop this. No.
Not like
now
this.
I gotta add
Not
brisket
like
to
this.
list. It was rubber.
Disgusting.
Yo,
it was very rubbery looking with no seasoning.
That's
no,
nasty.
No seasoning at all.
Like, why?
Listen, why y'all had the man calling for a white genocide? I was like,
wow, that was really extreme.
The reviews of the memes of the week are not. Now, one thing we will miss with Trisha is always going to have some language cop off in her memes of the weeks.
This
always
is always
going to be some language.
I mean, every freaking meme has some curse word in it. I'm like, sheesh, goodness.
That's what it is. That's what it is. What else we got?
Let's go. Okay. This last one is mine.
White people. Black people.
Yeah.
Why everything we do got to be just a little bit extra?
So freaking extra, yo.
So
That's
extra.
hilarious.
We put seasoning on everything we do. Like,
that's true.
It was the bop.
Mm-hmm. It's the rhythm of the steps. Yeah, I mean, it's the rhythm of the steps. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It's the rhythm. It is that rhythm. That is exactly what it is.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
that was great, Bree.
Yeah. Good
that
one
was
right
hilarious.
There. That's the memes of the week right here on the Tastemakers Pod. Y'all know how we do. And listen, I guess we're doing this in reverse, but we really didn't ask cats how they're doing. And with it being, Trish's last episode, I guess we got to ask how you be, Trish. How are you doing? How's your week been?
Well, I'm still recovering from the big, layoff situation that we had at our job. It's been a very interesting transition. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I feel like I'm grieving too, like my close people, like I said earlier, Octavius got laid off. So he's my big brother, and he's the one that got me into the job, and for him not to be there, it's like I feel like my protection is gone, my safety is gone. He's like a safety net, I feel safe to be my full self there with him there. Now him not being there and a couple other like good friends not being there, I feel like it's just I don't feel safe necessarily. So it's hard. It's been a transition, and it's been like the work has gotten heavier. Like I'm out here like, what's happening? It's so much work right now, and I'm going on PTO next week, which is great. I'm so glad, but I'm like, well, who gonna take over? Because I'm doing this pretty much solo dolo. So I don't know. Yeah. Lots to ruminate on.
Yeah.
Indeed. Somebody just put something in the group chat that was funny. Why you calling Mellow Yellow, Kiera? Let's see. Brina.
I do have Survivor's Guilt, Legacy Jones. I do have that.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Bree.
No, you're okay. So I work in IT audit for the company that I work for, and closing out this quarter these last few weeks have been like a nightmare. Never like having to write up anybody or any departments after doing any reviews or anything like that, but comes along with the job. But yeah, it's been very, very trying this week. Seriously thinking about taking PTO on Friday. Work has just been crazy. So that has been that.
I get it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do it.
Brina,
you should take it.
I was doing my taxes today. And doing the turbo taxes. And I hit the button because I needed some help on something. You know what I mean? Because they was trying to say I owe money. You know what I mean? And I was like, no. We can find something else. We can find something else to write off. And I hit the button because I was like, oh yeah, we installed these solar panels. What about that?
You forgot about that
energy joint?
Yeah.
So I low-key forgot about that. Yeah. And but you know what quickly reminded me of it? When it said I owed some taxes.
Right.
No. So we're not, no. Let me remember what else we did. And then while I'm thinking about the solar joints, I was like, oh, we done the windows too? We did the windows too. All right, we did a couple windows. So it was it quickly flipped around, thank God.
Yeah.
But it prepares me because I know next year we're gonna have to pay.
Yeah. Definitely keep a checklist. Keep a list. Keep I have my sister and brother-in-law do that every single year. Like keep all your receipts. Yeah. Keep a checklist. I'll send them, reminders. Make sure y'all look out, for these things throughout the year because come tax time. Nobody wants to have a hefty tax bill. Like, that's crazy.
Not at all.
Pass some reminders over here too, sis, because
you know what I'm saying?
I will definitely do that.
So I hit the button for help, and the young lady popped up, and she started talking, and I was like, "Bree?"
Oh, she talked.
When I looked, she was talking to me. Yeah.
Oh wow!
And I was like, "Bree, I know Bree. Actually, no, that's right. She don't work for TurboTax. She works for.
Sure don't.
I was like, this person sounds like Brina to me.
That's hilarious.
But anyway, so that's what happened with that. And then as you guys were talking about PTO, I got PTO on Friday too because we were supposed to be making a move, but then the move got canceled, and I'm like, do I still take off on Friday or no?
Yeah.
Look,
absolutely.
Listen, I would if I were you.
Shakia.
Hi,
what up?
That's my boo. I
yep,
love her.
So
hi, Shakia.
I'm just happy I said Shakia's name right.
You never said it right.
Things is changing. You know what I mean? So
you want to change when I leave. You want to change when I leave. Love it. Awesome.
Listen. So change begot change. But so yeah. So I'm thinking about if I'm going to take this PTO or not because things did change up. But then I've also kind of hit my cap on my bonus for the month, where like anything else I sell like doesn't benefit me in any kind of way at all.
Oh, well,
and I'm like,
it's time to go.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Take the rest of the month off. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But we'll see how it goes. It matters how I feel that tomorrow because today I was up at 5:30 in the morning running errands for my wife. She's not feeling that well right now, so I had to run and get her oil changed and her brakes and stuff like that, and just been kind of ripping and running her state inspection, different things of that nature, and then just been ripping and running. Today my day off. I normally am like I chill on my day off. I stay in bed a little longer, yada yada yada, but that didn't happen. So we're gonna see how I feel tomorrow when the bang runs off or wears off. But that's what it is. It's been an interesting week. I think I've been telling y'all lately, I've got a lot on my plate, but I don't feel like I got to get my time management skills up. Like, I ain't dropped no balls yet, but I got to get my time management skills up because there's a lot on my plate and I can handle all of my plate, but I gotta frame it better.
Yeah.
Just gotta frame it better. So
same.
Do you write stuff down? Do you have a calendar that you use? Use Google Calendar. What calendar do you use?
You know, I got Apple everything.
Oh no. Google Calendar is better. I'm telling you. Because you can see
about
everything. I'm telling you, you can see everything. And then you can share your calendar with other people. You know what I mean? And then you can color code all of the things. Like, it's very good.
I hate anything with Google on it. Google's only good for one thing. There's only one thing that Google's good at. And that's searching for stuff. Outside of that,
my goodness.
Nice.
Don't need no Google. Listen.
First of all, you can have an Apple phone and still use Google. My phone is very much Google all things.
Yep. Same.
Yeah. Because y'all was trying to get me to do this Google.
Daryl said hater.
Google Drive.
No, I can't stand Google Drive though.
I can't.
I'm with Claude on that.
We switched up.
It does not. It just don't work for me.
It just don't be working like it
Dropbox.
needs to. Dropbox
works better
all day
for me.
All
way better than Google
Drive. I use Dropbox for files for like like songs and like artwork and stuff like that, images, big images. But like Google Drive is great for keeping documents. So like any type of. I guess it depends on what you need it for. So, because for me, like with my business, I have it's just everything I need. I have several folders and all of that, but I wouldn't use Dropbox for that. So, but I will use Dropbox for Box too. I like Box as well. Box is probably I don't know, but I like Dropbox.
Shouts out to Stephen Levite in the chat. Dropbox is it just does everything I want to do and it just works. It just works. Why the Google Drive stuff don't be working?
Google Drive do be working. What you mean?
Not for video files. Not for
no. It's not because it's not
terrible.
meant for that. No. It's really just meant for the documents. So if you have you want to create a system for for Tastemakers, it's great to have all of the stuff in there like that, notes and agendas for meetings and
Well, I think it's great for productivity.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Notion is great. Notion is my other fave. When I get when I'm ready to get the bread to pay for the monthly joint, because I have a thing that I'm trying to set up for my life and my business in Notion, but it costs too much money and I ain't got it right now, so I gotta wait. But Notion is great too. Yeah, Notion is, it's a lot, but it's great.
1's in the chats if you rock with the Google Drive. 2's in the chat if you watch with the Dropbox. Let us know what's popping off, chat. Listen, y'all make sure to like and subscribe. Do all the things, hit the buttons, all that stuff. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend what it is we do right here every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. on the Tastemakers Pod. But definitely make sure to let somebody know what's popping. Let's get into the topics. We asked the chat. That don't mean I agree with the chat. You know what I mean? We asked the chat. That don't mean we agree with the chat. No.
Where is Corey? Where is he?
Corey
still
will be
not
here.
here?
He'll be here in about 5 minutes, probably. He'll be here in about 5 minutes.
I'm watching for him. He's not.
So it's okay. It's okay. When y'all stuff don't be working, just don't holler, don't holler at quote. Y'all stuff just don't be working. I don't know what to tell you. We tried to get stuff to work, it wouldn't work. So listen, let's get into these topics, guys. Things is popping off in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Brina, what's going on in Tulsa?
Well, I think we have our newest church, super team. If churches can have super teams.
Somebody said Kevin Durant went to the Warriors.
That's exactly what this feels like.
That's hilarious.
Carl Lentz, formerly from Hillsong Church, has joined the Transformation Church staff. I was trying to find what his official title is. I saw pastoral strategist. Okay, yeah, that was the other one I saw.
Strategist.
So, this is an interesting move, though, in my opinion. What do y'all think?
I think it is interesting. That's the only word that I can really come up with. I'm praying that Carl Lentz is truly transformed. I don't know because we're not around him. We don't know, what life looks like for him. But I want to assume that he's in a great place, spiritually. And I'm great that he's joining a team that's already established that he would kind of be under. So it's not he's just rolling dolo doing his own thing. I think that makes me feel a little bit better. But although, it's, again, I don't know that man life. So, but I think it does kind of make sense though. Thinking about, I gotta start looking at the chat because Kiara talking about him. I googled him and saw nothing but shirtless pics with this little V cut showing.
Yeah, he did have the That's the joint got him in trouble.
That is what got him in trouble.
That's what got him in trouble.
All right.
That's his brand.
But the thing is, though, I feel like, when he was doing well at Hillsong, he was able to bring in, the younger audience and celebrity, everybody. Yeah. I think he has an understanding of the culture. So I get that part about it. I don't know what his soft skills are in terms of being a strategist, because that is a skill to be a strategist. I would really want to know what does that mean? What is the objective there? I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting.
Hey, shouts out to Charles in the chat. I am happy for Carl Lentz, but I would be. He is a Virginia Beach native, and I rock with the 7 cities all day. So it is what it is. I was hoping he would actually come home, but it's cool. At the end of the day, I think the fruit that I'm seeing is what I'm hearing from his wife.
Yeah.
His wife, who chose to stay with him, is saying, hey, he fessed up to it. He took responsibility, and now he is doing all he can to keep our family together. And he's just, and she seems to be proud of, the work that he's done over the course of the last couple of years, or year and a half, or whatever the case may be. I saw that too, but I didn't understand like the significance of it. I didn't understand. I saw that too, where the lady was like, in 6 months, he's going to be back. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, he had already been gone for like a good year or something.
It's been more than a year, I feel like.
Has it been longer than that?
It's been more. I feel like it's been more than a year.
It seems like eons ago we watched that documentary.
Yeah. So, like I said, Lentz got it on him. Just hopefully he's got the character and the integrity to back that gifting up. You know what I mean? So hopefully that's what that is. And sometimes it really take cats really hitting ground zero, hitting the bottom to get their stuff together, appreciate what they have, and get their life together. You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping is the case for dude. It's hard to leave a narcissist. So narcissist is a real thing, right? But at the same time, we do be throwing out words on cats sometimes too. And I don't know that I'm ready to call Lentz a narcissist as much as just I mean, it's easy to fall for cats' praise. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to get caught up in the praise of other people. Sure. It is very, very easy to get caught up in the praise of other people. And so I think that's what he did. He got caught up in who he was, caught up in his fame, his fortune, his influence, yada, yada, yada. It's so easy.
Kiera, I'm sick of you. I'm sick of her talking about so the shirtless pastor joined forces with the deep V-neck pastor, so just scriptures and chesticles. I mean, okay. I am done.
Lord Jesus, Kiera. Well, anyway, listen, the church is called Transformation. I think Mike Todd is doing, we can question Mike Todd's ability to go through the scriptures and work the scriptures and his theology or whatever the case may be. But ain't nobody heard of Mike Todd being out here on no scandals. That's for sure. Ain't no women, no females, no crimes, no criminal, no money, no nothing. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, we got to give him credit for that. And so hopefully there is a system in place. Hopefully there's some older men as well. It's, of course, Lentz is older than Todd. So hopefully there's some older men that's already in place there as well. And what Daryl say?
None. He's just, I was like, y'all can see him in the camera.
Oh. But yeah, so hopefully that stuff around. I'm wishing for the best. You know what I mean? I'm wishing for the best. That's the best I can say. I think he might be all right. Sometimes cats got to really hit rock bottom. Brina, what you think?
I mean, I think the move definitely makes sense. Just for the culture of that church, and the culture, the type of church that he came from, I think it's a good fit. So I'm just excited to see how it plays out and exactly like what role he's gonna play into that whole system. That's just kind of like what I'm waiting to see.
Shouts out to John H in the chat. So apparently, Carl had actually already started a strategist type business for churches. Now, what strategies are involved or whatever case may be, I don't know. But he's already in that field doing those kind of things for some churches already. So yeah, y'all is acting a fool in the chat.
Wow.
And so, so I guess he's just kind of falling in place there. Apparently, he's been in Tulsa at Transformation for a few months or so now. As far as, I mean, I think they just made things official, but I'm hearing people saying that they've just kind of been there and they've seen him around, or whatever the case may be. So, so anyway, so that is definitely what it is there. C. Goss is in the building. What's popping? What you do?
Yo.
Should we say DJ C. Goss is in the building? Are we there yet?
Man, listen, first night was rough.
That's DJing is not for the weak of heart.
I'm learning that.
You did what you said you was gonna do. I'm proud of you. You said that you was gonna do it, and you did it.
Listen,
you ain't done it yet.
Not yet.
Playing around with the ones and twos 1 or 2 times ain't it. This joint is tough.
When I left,
DJ is real.
I was leaving the house. He said, "Listen, man, don't get overwhelmed. It's gonna be okay." Listen, the first 10 minutes, I'm not saying I was ready to rethink and quit, but I was definitely shocked. Like, oh, this is okay.
It's an art.
It's a skill.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
But
and then even once you get the technical down, which is hard in itself, getting the technical, the finesse and the art, and the music selection and everything that's got it going on. DJing is not for the faint of heart. DJing is a tough gig.
And you gotta know when to come in and when to bring in the beat. Make sure the beat is go right with the next song. You're trying to that's a lot of maneuvering right there.
It's a lot. It's a lot to it. Shouts out to Real Jasper in the chat.
I right now I can't get past Mary J. Blige and what's her song with Biggie Smalls. It's a bird, it's a plane. Look up in the sky. What's that joint?
Up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. That joint?
Yeah, what's that song called? I don't know. But it's a Mary J.
Is it a Mary? Is it Mary just on the hook, or is it a Mary song?
Right. I'm like, what's on?
I want to say Mary's just Mary on the hook. I think it's a Mary record, but it's that record mixed with Lloyd.
So when I hear Mary and Biggie, I think of One More Chance, but it's not One More Chance.
It's a real. That's all I'm gonna say. I think it's the remix, the Real Love.
Real Love, yeah. That's it. Real Love.
Oh, so a remix of Real Love. If it ain't the original Real Love, I don't know. But anyway,
I got hung up on Real Love.
The remix.
I got hung up.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's not. No, the original Real Love is better than the remix. I promise you.
They both good, but I'm just saying it's a great remix. Anyway,
okay, let's go.
I was getting hung up on mixing that with Lloyd's all around the world.
Okay.
I know that song. I can't hear the melody right now, but yeah.
I got to get my bars right. It was so funny. It was like, yo, just listen to it. You're a rapper. Just listen to the bars. Like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Switch. Yeah.
But yeah.
Hold on. Mary J was singing hooks on One More Chance. Kia?
I thought that was Faith.
It was Faith, Mary, and Aaliyah in the video.
Yeah.
But
everybody
was
was
in the
that
video, but they wasn't. It was. I don't think Mary was actually singing. I thought it was just Faith singing.
Oh, well, I'm just saying it was Faith, Mary, and Aaliyah singing in the video.
Was on the song. On the song.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Let's see here.
That was definitely Faith.
I'm just saying. Mary, Faith, Aaliyah in the joint. But yeah,
Mary and Faith sang.
Mary and Faith sang that joint. Yeah, I mean, listen.
And where do
Mary and Faith don't sound the same? And I just googled it. It's featuring Mary and Faith.
Okay.
So what, Kia?
See, I'm just proud. You pronounced her name right.
Listen, hey, we making steps. You know what I mean? So, Goss, what you think about this Carl Lentz stuff, man? Carl Lentz, Transformation Church, with your man Mike. What's your thoughts?
I'm with it. I love it. Love it. I was in a conversation yesterday at work about Mark Driscoll, but this was the day before we found out the stuff about Carl Lentz. So I'm sure when I go to work tomorrow, I'll be defending I'll be defending Carl Lentz. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm with it. My man took 2 years off, went completely under the radar. Feel me? and now he's back, but it's not even in the pastoral position. It's more of a position of like behind the scenes. Like people don't know the strategist of the church. I mean, of course you're Carl Lentz, so people know your title, but there are people there are churches that have thrived and that are huge and that are blowing up because they have behind the scenes people that have made that work. But the pastor typically will get most of the credit because he's the one in front. So, he's not doing a job that he can't do biblically or legally, right? He's probably really good at this job. Like he was probably one of the people that were making Hillsong New York get to the level that it was. He probably has a ton of experience when it comes to strategy and what works in church and what doesn't work. I personally love it, but the haters is out here. They like he shouldn't be working in a church ever again. Like what y'all like? I'm not sure what else they want my man to do. You know what I'm saying? We preach a lot about grace, but we rarely ever actually give it when it's time to give, right? Or even forgiveness. Like we love a good forgiveness sermon, but actually doing it, we don't do it. His wife has forgiven him. His kids have forgiven him. He's back with the family. It looks like he's in a good spot. You know what I mean? And I'm with it 100%. I like it.
Yeah. I think it's good to, not to see him, like Goss said, he's not lead pastor. You know what I mean? Theoretically, he ain't even really come in as a pastor, like Goss said. Coming in as a strategist, just doing what he does well in ministry. I love it. You know what I mean? And I just wish the best. The biggest thing to me, like I said earlier, was his wife. His wife is speaking very highly of him right now and just how he really did what he needed to do to get them through the time that he put them in. And so
now here's the debate, though. Here's the debate that ensued via text between me, my pastor, and Shaq. The debate was, he's back in this system of celebrity pastor megachurch, right? Yeah. And that's what messed him up in the first place, according to some people in the group text. And it's the same kind of like Hillsong is not far off from how Transformation is. So it's the same kind of celebrity environment. There's probably reserved seating. Some people can sit here, some people can't. Like Mike Todd's a big personality. He's one of the hottest preachers in the game right now. So their concern was, that's interesting that he chose that church to go to. Like, why would he go back to the same kind of church where he got caught up at? Because
shout out to Mo in the chat. Go ahead.
Because it's the same, because it's the same kind of environment and the same kind of everything that Hillsong was doing. And then they were also saying like they would have not expected, but they would be more comfortable with him being at a church that's not so rah and sexy and glitz and glam. And Mike Todd has already been questionable with his theology anyway.
But he ain't been questionable with his family.
100%.
Nor with the money.
100%.
Nor with the money.
You're right. But the theology police have questioned a lot of stuff that he's done, and he's even admittedly took some stuff down. I mean, even before Spitgate, like
not before Spitgate.
Yeah. So I mean, because there's one thing to be a big church, but people consider you sound and people consider you he's solid. Like Matt Chandler's, the what's the dude, Saddleback dude. Or even like Eric Mason and things like that, right? Like those are considered popular pastors, but they're also considered solid. And like, they're rocking. So their debate was, they want to know, is this going to work out? Because he seems to be going back into the same kind of environment.
I was going to say, I don't think it's the way that it's not the same is that he won't be like shepherding people. Because I feel like that was part of the maybe temptation because of the way, because he's always in the front. You know what I'm saying? He's always being seen and all of that. And then this role, he's behind the scenes. So
Strategist is in the back.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but come on, no, Trish.
Wait, let me finish. Unless Todd has other plans to bring him out.
He probably does
for certain things. And so in that sense, it's like, okay, I don't know. I would hope that Carl would be in a place where he can say like, hey, maybe this isn't the best you know, for me to be in the front. Like, I don't know. I don't.
So
if he had that
my comeback thing to them was like, wherever he goes, that church is not going to be super popular. So if he went to a church that wasn't as popular as Transformation, if Carl Lentz is on staff, it's going to be a circus now, simply because he's there.
Yeah.
Right? Carl Lentz could come to your church, quote, and your church is now going to probably grow. It's probably going to get more media attention. It's going to have more eyeballs on it.
He'd come back to Virginia Beach. That would have been dope.
Right. And that's he probably not going back to Wave, but like Wave, Virginia Beach, or Richmond. But like I was telling them, maybe it's best that he is in a bigger church where he's not all eyeballs on him and the church is already blown up. So if it blows up more, it's not because of him. You know what I'm saying? But he's just getting put back into that system. You know, so there were some thoughts about that as well too.
Say what y'all want, even about Todd, right? And of course, you know, we could talk theology with Todd about Todd all the time, and we know it ain't always on point. I'm gonna say again, Todd ain't been caught up in no family issues, no other women, no whatever the case may be, no money issues, yada yada yada. And I think the big reason why this is, and I think this is what Carl didn't have at Hillsong. Todd is about surrounding himself with other dudes. He makes sure he surrounds himself with other dudes. And he makes sure he submits himself to other dudes. Carl didn't submit himself to nobody.
Yeah.
Brian was across the pond. You feel what I'm saying? Carl ran New York, and he really ran America, Hillsong. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian Houston was, you know what I'm saying? So I think there's a submission thing that's real big in the transformation camp, is your ability to come under. And I think that's probably what attracted Carl. I think they probably reached out to Carl just on some trying to be there for him, you know what I mean? Or whatever the case may be.
Possible.
Just, because you know, when cats, you know, y'all come on, y'all know our people are people, church is church. People will discard you so freaking quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And not want to, and then you know, especially with what Carl, like nobody wanted to touch Carl after what popped off. You feel what I'm saying?
But he wasn't trying to be touched either.
And he might not have been trying to be touched either. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that that they reached out, I think I think that's what it is. You know, I love it.
There's a lot of people that hide in big churches as well. So that's also a concern that I think is valid. When Darren Patrick was alive, him and my pastor were friends, and Darren was real good friends with Driscoll or whatnot. And they were talking about how, like, and Trisha probably knows because she was in that mix as far as those churches and stuff like that. And you know, they were just talking about how like you can hide in bigger churches when more so than you can hide in smaller churches. And that's why
that's a fact.
You know, and that's why Driscoll was getting away with a lot of stuff, and people on his team would get away with a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm all for the move. I want Lentz to win. I think we all want Lentz to win. And I'm not side-eyeing it, or I'm not opposed to him working there at all. I'm just thinking about the other perspectives that have been said to me as well as we have this conversation.
Yeah, shouts out. I think somebody said it earlier. I think, you know, there was even the idea that, you know, Tim Ross would be involved in some levels of mentorship for him as well, as he even has been with Mike. But again, I don't, you know, even I saw somebody saying there, well, you know, saying that Carl surrounded themselves with dudes as well, but not really. Carl was the alpha. Carl was out there doing whatever. And when these news reportings would come out of, you know, Justin Bieber getting baptized in Tyson Chandler's bathtub by Carl Lentz, there wasn't news of like a bunch of other ministry dudes around. It was just Carl and celebrities.
Just him.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's how he got caught up. The fact that he was out in the open talking to this woman like, what's up?
Yeah, so
what?
Yeah.
You're a bold man, sir.
I think it takes some cats hitting rock bottom. And I think Carl Lentz hit rock bottom, and he almost lost everything.
He definitely did.
And I think Yeah. There you go, Charles. There's accountability is everything. You know what I mean? So yes, I think Carl had yes men around him maybe in New York. He ain't have accountability. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my thought process. I know in Tulsa, one thing, like I said, they might not have all the theology stuff right. They might not, but they're gonna teach accountability. They're gonna teach submission. They're gonna teach that kind of stuff.
I mean, that's a whole nother conversation.
What?
No, just the theology. The theology being being shaky. Like for me, it's just
that's an issue. Quote. You're gonna act like that's not an issue.
It's a major issue.
Listen. So again, y'all know where I am. I stand with this. I'm about them essentials. You feel me? I'm about you knowing and believing that Jesus came, he died, lived that perfect life, died and rose from the dead, and he is Lord. I'm about the Trinity. I'm about all that.
But he even got some fundamental stuff that's off.
Like what?
Like he's on that.
Not essentials. I don't think he got essentials.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He's on that
I don't know
that everybody goes to heaven type tip.
Nah,
for real.
Like Carlton Pearson.
I ain't seen that. I ain't seen the Carlton.
He's not at.
I ain't seen that.
That's
a big statement.
Carlton
you almost got to produce a link or something. You know what I mean? Like I ain't seen that.
I'm about to look.
You know how quick Ruslan would have been on that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, I'm saying it's not publicized, and from what I've heard from people that go to the church and people that have been when he was doing youth ministry and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you ask him about everybody or people going to heaven, if he won't say that everybody is not going to go to heaven, like he makes it very inclusive from what I've heard. So that's just one fundamental. And then
apparently, he said people do not go to hell for sin. Jesus already paid for that.
When he said people, are we talking believers?
Right. I don't know.
I'm telling you, it's shaky. People. That's shaky.
I mean,
and then,
like I said, we need to say when he say people, are we talking believers?
I don't know.
Don't go to hell for sin. You know what I mean?
And then
but
he's
people
also
in general, man.
And then he's also on that prosperity tip too.
It's again non-essential. So
look, quote said, as long as you don't shoot in your wife and y'all giving money away, you good in my book.
Listen, no, I'm about I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and try to be a theology dog. I'm not that guy. I'll never be that guy. I never desire to be that guy.
Maybe because I'm a pastor, like some cats I am that guy.
Yeah.
I ain't no pastor, and I'm that woman. Because if you a heretic, you a heretic.
And but if you're a heretic, that means you ain't got the essentials.
Sure, but I think there are also yes. I think we need to understand what he believes essentials wise. I don't know that we know.
I think we know, but that's just me.
I don't really know. Charles said you can know the essentials and miss on everything else about the lifestyle. If you're teaching people incorrect interpretations, well, that too of the text, then they go live incorrectly. They go live incorrectly.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So that I think that's a major thing too. If you don't know how to interpret the Bible
a major
correctly,
thing. The question is it a salvation thing?
Yeah.
Listen, legacy, yo, I can't.
I would say so.
I would say it could be, because if you're interpreting the Bible in a way that is not truthful,
100% it's a salvation issue.
It's
if
like,
you say everybody's going to heaven, that means that everybody got salvation.
But again, we haven't heard everybody going to heaven. To me, would be a direct, indirect opposite of what an essential would, right? Essentials, the wages of sin is death.
That's what I'm telling you.
Jesus. So that would violate the essentials, right? Everybody's going to heaven, right?
That's problematic.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. So I don't believe he's saying. Like I said, I'd have to hear research on that. Like I said, I would say that if that was the case, Ruslan would have discarded that dude a long time ago. And I'm just being
maybe
funny
he missed
it.
I'm about to say he don't hear everything.
What Ruslan be missing about Mike Ty?
I mean, maybe he missed it. I don't know. I don't know, because I've never done the research on that. I just know there are certain I'm the type of person that will eat the meat, spit out the bones, like, but I don't listen to him regularly. I have listened to a few sermons because I was trying to, get to know him, who he is as a pastor.
One sermon of his or something,
yeah, like maybe one or two, but I was like, there's certain things, and even talking to Pastor E about him, like I asked him like, what you think, and I like to know what like solid teachers think about other pastors, because if they rock with them, then it's like, okay, cool. If it's something that's off, it's like, okay, let me see what's going on. So, I've just been, it's just certain things about him that I'm like,
I don't listen to Mike Todd. I never could claim that. His style and his message and what he teaches does not necessarily appeal to me. I also don't believe that I'm his target audience. I also don't believe just because I rock with you don't mean you ain't beneficial to the kingdom. And I think some cats get stuck on that too.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. I just y'all know me. I ain't trying to. I know what's the word? I just ain't. I'm not trying to sit here and hunt down cats. At the end of the day, I think it's a good look, and I think they probably mean the best for the brother. And I'm hoping for good things, and I pray that everybody else in the chat and everybody else watching is hoping and praying for the same. Amen.
I'm sure they are.
So let's make sure to run them likes up, please, please, please. Hit the like button, definitely share, let people know what we do right here on the Tastemakers Pod. Listen, if you really, really rock with us, not only hit the like button, but y'all make sure to come and join the Patreon. All right, we got different tiers and different things of that nature, from the thank you tier to the good looking out tier to the kinfolk tier. You know what I mean? You definitely want to be a part of what we do. Join the group chat on the Patreon. It's crazy. The group chat is ridiculous. And the group chat is the reason why our memes of the weeks are getting weaker. You know what I mean? Because we be putting all the good memes in the group chat, and then cats
don't be blaming it. Don't be blaming it on the group
chat. It's the group chat's fault. I think it's
because my stuff I ain't seeing in the group chat.
So listen, make sure to join that. We had the game night, matter of fact, just this past Sunday, where we hit up that good old categories, and I think Tasha, loyal with the guitar, end up walking away with the dub, and that was dope. It was dope. It was a good time. Shout out to Kiera for rocking and leading that as well. So that is what it is. Make sure to join the Patreon if you really, really rock with us. You love the community and you want to be a part of the group chats and the game nights and the Zoom calls and all of that stuff as well. Again, appreciate you rocking with us. So,
wait, who cheated on his wife 4 times?
Oh, John Gray.
We in the chat. Who cheated on
someone? John Gray.
Probably John Gray.
That sounds like a John Gray move. Yeah, it's like you say it and it's like John Gray. Yeah. So nah. And again, well, anyway, that's the reason why I can't rock with the John Grays. I can't rock with Jamal Bryans. I can't rock with them because the integrity and the character is just
no for me. Oh no.
You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's it's just you gotta, I question the integrity and the character. So that's a whole nother situation for me. So so that's what it is. Again, she just said that. Listen, so speaking of man, this next topic here. It's not a new topic. It's not a new topic for our country. It's not a new topic here on the Tastemakers Pod. But Lord knows, man, we just need to really be thinking of like, what can we do about this? I'm sure we got a video about what happened in Nashville. Let's go ahead and get to that real quick.
Glenn, President Biden addressed the school shooting, calling it sick and heartbreaking, and that congressional leaders must do more to prevent gun violence. Nashville police say identified the 28-year-old female suspect. They know her home address in Nashville. They're also looking for more clues at that location for a possible motive in this case. Emergency sirens echoed in the background as police and first responders raced to the scene of this deadly school shooting in Nashville, Tennessee. A 28-year-old female suspect, the motive unclear, allegedly walked into the Covenant School, a Presbyterian school with about 200 students from preschool through 6th grade, and began firing at the victims. Officials confirmed she entered the school through a side entrance and walked from the first floor to the second floor and opened fire. This Nashville police spokesperson detailed what happened next.
They heard shots coming from the second level. They immediately went to the gunfire. When the officers got to the second level, they saw a shooter, a female, who was firing.
Moments later, after authorities say that suspect shot several victims,
the officers engaged her. She was fatally shot by responding police officers.
Investigators say that suspect killed 3 students and 3 adults inside the private school. It's still unclear if anyone else was injured in the attack. School leaders and police officers rushed shaken students to nearby buses outside the school. Some kids reunited with their frightened parents. This deadly shooting comes as communities across the U.S. are still recovering from a string of school violence, including last year's mass shooting at an elementary school in Texas, and most recently last week's shooting in Denver, where gunmen wounded 2 administrators. President Biden speaking out today on the need for tougher gun laws. He's also urging Congress to act to quickly pass legislation for the assault weapons ban.
We have to do more to stop gun violence. It's ripping our communities apart, ripping the soul of this nation, ripping at the very soul of the nation. And we have to do more to protect our schools so they aren't turned into prisons.
Police also confirmed the type of weapons that suspect was allegedly armed with, at least 2 assault-type rifles and a handgun. That's the latest in the newsroom. I'm Corinne Winter. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
So once again, another tragedy in Nashville. 6 dead, 3 of which were 9-year-old kids at this Presbyterian school. See the questions in the chat. This was actually a girl who identified as a boy, as far as the trans relation goes. And then I think I saw Mr. Legacy Jones saying, as to what we could do what every other country does to stop these things from happening. It's a good point. I just don't think Americans ever going to give up their guns. Thoughts, tastemakers, listen, our politicians ain't even trying out here. So what are some suggestions we could do to make sure that these kind of things don't happen? Like, how evil do we have to be that our kids are dying and we don't even try? These are kids. And it just keeps happening over and over and over and again. And listen, man, I got an 8-year-old in my house. I ain't trying to have this kind of thing pop off at my kid's school. Like, what do we do? How do we fix this? Why are our politicians not making this a priority? Where's the fix? What y'all got to say?
I feel like what I think it was Charles who said, emulate, whoever said it in the chat, emulate what other countries are doing who don't have any mass shootings. I know Mexico, some areas in Mexico, like even the police don't have guns. Like nobody has guns, which is crazy to me. And I think it's Merida. It's one of the safest cities in the world, which is crazy to me. I'm like, how y'all ain't got no guns? But it's probably more so the mentality there is very different than America. So I feel like what's hard about America, yes, we do need very strict gun policies. And the issue is that every state is different, right? Like out here, you can open carry. You don't need you need no license for that, which is
no license to open carry in Georgia.
Wild to me.
Wow.
Wild. Like
shouts out to Inez in the chat.
Hi, Inez. Okay. Yeah, it's just I don't understand that. But then on the same hand, it's like you want to feel protected because people are crazy out here. People are crazy. They're nuts. So how do you protect yourself? It's like, well, I can't protect myself with a knife if somebody got a gun, they bringing a gun to the situation, you know what I mean? But I think there has to be a balance though. Like, I do remember Obama, and I don't know if they ever did pass the bill or created this type of gun, but he was saying that every gun should have a fingerprint in order to even require a fingerprint in order to use it, which to me makes sense. Like, if you're registered, if the gun is registered to you, only you are allowed to only the gun will only go off if you put your fingerprint on the situation. That's to me is like, okay, that's a simple fix. Have we done it? No. Have we done it? We have not done it. So I really don't understand. Like, I don't understand how all these kids is getting guns. And, and I know this person wasn't a kid, but I mean, there's a lot of children who are having guns and bringing them to school and killing people. So yes, and I agree, John, it's not the guns alone. So I wanted to say that part and saying like the mentality here is just different. It's just we are lost completely.
Yeah, but obviously the two mixing is an issue, right? Because mental health ain't just an American issue, right?
No, it's not.
But add mental health with the
here.
accessibility of guns, and now we got this. You know what I mean? So,
but it's turned up here because the way that we live. When you go to other countries, and I have not gone to other countries, I just know because I've studied, a lot of them. The way that they live is very different than the way that we live. You talking about, free healthcare. So they don't have to struggle to get healthcare. They don't have to struggle to go to school. They want to go to college. Here, everything costs. So you got people who are just like, yo, like, what I got to do to get this money? You know what I'm saying? So the way that we live affects the way that our mentality is. So if we live differently here, and things would change drastically. Again, it's not just about modeling what other countries are doing just with gun control. It's modeling what they're doing as a whole, like holistically. They take a lot of breaks. They don't always work the way that they work and do their 9 to 5s that aren't always 9 to 5s. Like, it's just different. So I don't know. You got to start with that. I think that's foundational. The changing the way that we live so that people's mentality isn't on some like, yo, I need a gun so I can go rob somebody to get this money for whatever. Or I need to, somebody messed me up in school. Speaking of that, sorry, I'm all over the place, but we didn't mention the story about the gunman who they said was trans, but also used to go to the school, right? I don't know how true this is. I know JR was saying in the chat, but I think that person had got abused by the headmaster of the school. Now, I haven't seen this, so I don't even know.
Yeah, there was speculation on that, but the headmaster actually had abused, in the speculation, the headmaster, which is a female, speculative, had abused a boy. Where, of course, at the time, this girl would have been a girl. Always gets kind of confusing there. But so I don't know that the situation is true to begin with as far as the headmaster and the abuse.
Right.
And then if it is, it seems like they were saying the headmaster, which is female, would have abused a boy, is what I'm hearing. Not this particular young lady. But yeah.
I think once Steve Kerr gets done coaching in the NBA, he needs to go in politics. Because he's always been an advocate for gun control and that kind of thing. And he speaks out about it. And I think he understands well his privilege and his position when he speaks out about it versus when like a Kyrie Irving speaks out about it. So I think that once we start valuing people over money, then a lot will change too as well. Because money usually is the thing of why laws don't change or why laws do change, for the positive and for the negative. So
that NRA lobby joint is crazy.
When they figured out that they can make money off giving Black people justice, then stuff starting to move. Stuff started to change. And, I think the kicking and screaming that we did, that helped out a lot too. But that's also, that in accordance with, they can make money from social justice stuff now. So I think that was a big factor in it as well too. And we know that the love of money is the root of all evil, and this whole thing right here is completely evil. But the evil won't change because they capitalize off this. We're having a conversation about some health stuff. America wants you sick. You're worth more to money. You're worth more to them when you're sick.
That's a fact.
Big pharma and like all that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, I know you were bringing up the different countries, Trish. The way that America operates is behind the dollar. So it's a thing of how much money does this make or how much money does this not make for us? And right now, guns are making a lot of money for all those America. This is American. I can, you know, carry my gun wherever I want to and all that stuff. So I think I think what you're saying is true. It's an issue as far as our country needs to change on how we look at it and how we operate. But the bigger part about that is that we need to change our value system, and we need to value people more than we value the dollar bill.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
I think it's like watching this, you know, I feel the same way everybody else does. It's like you get tired of hearing about another, you know, shooting, another school shooting. And I think that these, you know, clearly, like, these are the perilous times that, you know, Paul wrote about. And we want change. I absolutely want to see change. You hope that, you know, the politicians that we elect will, you know, make the right decisions. But I think, you know, even as Christians, it's like it's more important that, you know, outside of all of that, we got to stay on guard and be alert. Stay prayerful, you know, and pay attention, because having God like lead you and guide you, you know, telling you to stay home or keep your kids home a certain day or don't go to the grocery store a certain day. Like those are going to be the things that make the difference, that keep us, you know, safe, because we can't count on legislation to do that at all.
And I'm with you on that. And not to cut you off, quote, but with children in elementary school, like it's hard. Like it is hard to just be like, all right, I'm gonna send my kids to school and not worry about anything. Like, no, I'm concerned, but I have to pray daily. I literally pray over my children every day because I can't be so fearful, because I could go there and I don't want to go there because I know that the Lord is protecting us at all times, right? But it's so difficult, you know, the internal battle that can come up, you know, in your mind when you think about sending your kids to school where all this is going on. They said it's been like 123 school shootings since the beginning of this year.
Yes.
How?
It's crazy.
How? I'm literally like, what? What are you talking about? How is that even possible? It ain't even, if it's 6 months, we ain't even 6 months in yet. So for me, it's like, man, these statistics out here are not helping. So yeah.
It's, like I said, it's pure evil that this is an issue, and we are not doing anything. We're not doing enough to fix it, plain and simple. So, you know, I'm trying to advocate for. Listen, I think somebody was saying they spent about 150 billion was sent to Ukraine to fend off Russia, and I'm like, they say this is somebody else. This is internet logic, right? Like, so I don't know, but they're saying if they put an armed guard or a couple armed guards at each school or something like that. And I know we don't necessarily want to be in that place. And I'm not saying they got to be armed.
We got to.
Yeah, listen. I'm not saying they got to be armed with you know, semi-automatic guns themselves. I mean, maybe it is just a, just a sidearm of sorts. But I need 2 or 3 armed guards at every joint, and I need heart rate monitors that everybody has on a joint. And and they said that would cost like $50 billion. We sent the $150 bill to Ukraine, and we need to spend that $50 bill or whatever to take care of our kids at home. Because
period.
I'm just saying, like, armed guards need to be on site when this kind of thing pops off, to the point where if somebody sneaks up and gets one armed guard, heartbeat monitors tell you, hey, our second man is no longer with us. We don't know why, whatever, but get there and call the police. Call the police because you need at least an emergency to find out why this man's heart's going out, right? We need an ambulance at least. But at the same time, if he got snuffed out, we head in that way and whatever, some kind of, it's too much technology. It's too much.
Too much.
It's just
it's
too much. Something
way
here.
too
I don't
much.
believe in my heart that America will ever get rid of the guns. I just don't.
Oh yeah, probably not.
So therefore,
I don't think anybody disagrees with that.
Yeah. So therefore, we've got to come up. I mean, if guns against guns is the answer, I mean, which I just hate, but if that's what it is, then we got to make sure the cats have what it takes. You know what I mean, to stop this kind of thing from happening or prevent them from getting the kids. Like, if we don't do things for the kids, I mean, like I said, what else are we talking about here? I think one of the Republican politicians said, good seeing you, Inez. One of the Republican politicians said something like, look, there's just nothing you can do to stop a person from getting at you if that person is willing to lose their life in the process. That's what they were taught, and that's what they believe. And I'm wrong. It's a hard situation. If somebody is willing to take their life in the process, yeah, you're right. That makes them a harder, bigger threat because they already ready to die. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, look, man, I'm not ready to give up on trying to provide solutions just because that makes it a little bit more of a difficult of a situation. So
yeah,
it sucks that we're talking about this yet again. I couldn't imagine, man. 3 kids.
I cannot even. I like, and why? Like, what was even the reason?
For what?
Like,
yeah,
it don't even make no type of sense to me. Like,
yeah, it's
not gonna make any sense.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's not. You know what I mean? And so it's definitely a mental health issue because I mean, this ain't. I'm not even trying to make this like some cats want to try to make this a trans issue. This ain't even a trans issue. I ain't trying to put this on trans people. Like, this is a mental health issue because all trans folk ain't going out killing folk because they've been bullied or whatever the case may be. Trans folk ain't doing it, everybody. So anyway, yeah, it's just it's unfortunate and prayerfully something will happen to get a grasp on this. Our politicians will find a way to take care of our kids or else, I mean, what do we do? Do we have to do something? I don't know. Mm-hmm. So that's what it is. That's that conversation there. I know it's a bit of a hopeless conversation. Speaking of hopelessness,
V for Vendetta.
Well,
such a great movie.
Listen, that was a good joint. It's been a minute. I need to rewatch that. It's been a long time. But speaking of being hopeless, the topic was brought up. Have you ever been close to leaving the faith? And, walking this life out as a Christian, it's ups and downs, you know what I mean? As we walk this life out, things don't always go our way. And we all have our own issues, our own emotions, and just how we deal with things. But has anybody ever been close to leaving the faith?
I have not. Well, let me not say. I don't think I ever had intentions of leaving the faith. I think just my behavior was opposite of one who was in the faith for quite a bit. And I didn't have anyone, necessarily walking me through what that looked like. Like, oh yeah, the more you are doing the opposite of what God has called you to do, you're gonna drift.
Yeah. Your heart's gonna wax cold. You're gonna drift.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I definitely, God convicted me when I was high one time. Like, I was high. like all the way. And I was journaling. And as I was journaling, I heard the Holy Spirit speaking to me. And I sobered up very quickly, And I was like, God, if you listen to me or looking at what I'm writing, I need you to help me right now. Cause I'm tired of this. I was drinking all the time, smoking and all crazy. Cause I just was in my feelings about the past, trauma and stuff. I didn't know how to like manage it and didn't know what to do. And I think I was just trying to silence the emotional like torment that was going on internally. So, so yeah, I think that was what I was doing. It wasn't an intentional, like I ain't trying to be around God or be with God anymore, or walk with him. I just didn't really care, but yeah, that's my story.
Yeah, no. So I actually identify really with what Shakia said. Throughout my walk with Christ, I can't say that it's because I was so dedicated that I didn't lose faith. It was because I had nowhere else to go. Like I didn't know who I was without Christ because my identity was always in Christ, right? Theoretically. So it wasn't because I was so dedicated, not of nothing of my own strong will or whatever the case may be. It's just I knew nothing but God. So even when I was utterly pissed off at God and really going at him disrespectfully, I still knew that he was he. You know what I mean? Like, I still knew he was he. And I had was having a bad day or a bad week, or a bad 2 weeks or a bad month, but never made me really doubt who he was. You know what I mean? As far as him being, Lord and Savior. So that's, that Shakia hit that on the head for my life too. I was like, where do I go? This is what I know. This is what I believe. This is where my identity is. This is who I am nothing without, and I've never thought of myself as being much without. Plain and simple, God, without Christ, and that's just kind of how that was. Bree, what about you?
Yeah, I think it's the same thing for me because it's like everybody has like circumstances that can lead you to a place where you're tempted with that thought of being, upset with God about certain things. But in my times of like throwing tantrums, it's like, what other options, do I have? Like, there's nowhere else, to go. Like, there is no alternative. Never really ever considered like not believing in him. Like, that's never been a thing. But it's just like, yeah, there's nowhere else to go. He's it. So yeah. God knows that a tantrum or two here and there, but definitely not walking away because that would be crazy.
Goss.
No.
It's a never a season of doubt, never
no.
nothing. Just no.
Just no.
No, cool.
No story.
Man, we need one doubter. And so
I never had that.
Yeah. And so I think Charles said it in the chat. I've never been close to losing faith because my faith was never tied to humanity. I've just always allowed space for people to be flawed, but tried to find the beauty in it. And so I kind of identify with that in the sense that, I never put my hope in people, right? So that was never a big letdown space for me, whatever the case may be. It was always putting my hope in God. So if I was pissed off at him, not necessarily at an individual, theoretically. But I also took a little bit of what they said, like everybody has different things that they go through in life, some heavier than others, right? And so one of the reasons also why I've maybe not had a great deal of doubts is because maybe I had not been through enough, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. I even when I was really, really upset and going at God disrespectfully, it was over a female. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to say that, you know, relationship problems ain't a real thing and don't cause us to get cuckoo, because they do. This is a big thing as well. But it wasn't like a craziness of losing, you know, just whatever kind of crazy loss you can think up in your mind. I don't even want to speak out of my mouth. You know what I mean? So I mean, I praise God and I thank God that there wasn't a huge hardship that I had to go through. And that's, you know, not that I wasn't tested, not that my faith wasn't tested, whatever the case may be, but anything that completely knocked me out of the part per se. Anybody else before you hit the chat? Because the chat probably is more interesting than our stories, I'm thinking.
Yeah. One thing I was gonna say too, like I think the one thing that, you know, as I matured, the biggest lesson I had to learn, like when things happen, like, okay, that's not God's fault. So it's like learning like who the real enemy is. So there should never be a situation where I direct any kind of, you know, anger or anything towards the only person that can actually help me. So that was the one thing I always picked up, and that's always helped me since then. But yeah, can't get upset. So
yeah, like I said, and we do want to leave that space, even as Charles was saying. Like, look, man, you got space to be upset at God. You got space to wild out. You know, he can handle that. You know what I mean? He can handle you wild out. You know, whatever the case may be, we do want to hold space for that. Of course, if you wild out too much, you know, everything has a bit of a consequence to it.
That is very true.
You feel me? You know what I mean? So you know, get back up there. You know what I mean? Get back on that road per se. But I kind of wish we had somebody on the joint that maybe could testify that a little bit. I think even Kiera had actually said in the chat that, you know, she thanks God that, you know, she's healed now, but from 2015 to 2019, she had her most horrific season of her life, and it made her want to leave the faith and the planet for that matter. And some people definitely can identify with that, I'm sure, as well. So yeah. That's a question I wanted that was asked in the Patreon, and we kind of wanted to see how people went there. Shouts out to JR Psalms in the chat. Matter of fact, I think JR might have been the one that proposed that topic there. But yeah, so that is what it is. Tasha said, yeah, I got that t-shirt. So Tasha definitely understands what Kiera is talking about there as well. So yeah. Just encourage people, man, you got space to have your moment, to be upset, to be mad, to go at God. God can handle that. He's big enough. And get back to it. You know what I mean? So listen, if you need a dope playlist, you know what I mean? Just some good music to live by, to bump in the car, to bump while cleaning, to share with your neighbor, to share with your friend. Listen, we got the best in Christian hip hop, pop, and R&B right here. Just use your phone, scan the QR code, enjoy. You're welcome. You know what I mean? That is what it is. Judon said he's a keeper. And to that I say, yes, he is. That is dope. Yeah. So
Amen. Shakia,
listen,
we're gonna be praying for you, sis.
What's that?
No, it's a lot.
Shakia.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a lot.
Amen. Definitely. Yeah. Life is tough, guys. Life is tough. Life has its highs and its lows. Life is tough. You know what I mean? And what you find out is a lot of cats got stuff going on, and you never know what's truly going on with people. You know what I mean? A lot of times.
That's a fact.
So just make sure your circle is tight. Make sure you're praying for cats. And then I always say, listen, if you need help, reach out.
Yeah.
Reach out. You know what I mean? Reach out. Please.
That's why community is important for sure.
Indeed. And I mean, they always say check on your strong friends, but I'm one of those people. I preach strong friends reach out. You know what I mean? Please reach out. You should check on people, but yes, we need you to reach out too, because sometimes you don't know how much of a friend you have until you reach out. And when that friend realizes that you're hurting, they'll drop everything. But as long as they look over and they see you striding right along with them, and they see you as, being good, everybody trying to survive out here. But yeah,
Facts.
please reach out. That is what it is. So listen, Goss has been trying to get us on game. And had we listened to Goss, we would have talked about this some weeks ago. And maybe we would have been the first to get to it before everybody else has now talked about it. Goss, what's going on with these Instagram models? Maybe are we just going to talk about Blac Chyna herself? What's going on, Goss?
I'm glad you acknowledged that quote. That I be trying to put y'all up on dope topics, and quote continually shuts down my topic.
Don't do this.
You did it already. He set the stage for it. So I just want to affirm what he's saying, that I have some very good topics, and quote continues to ask for, we have any topics this week, guys? So now I just stopped giving out my suggestions because clearly quote doesn't want to have good conversations about stuff that matters.
Clear this up. First and foremost.
Please, we already cleared it up. We don't even need to talk about it.
We cleared it up in the group chat. But now, since he just brought it up to the public, we're going to have to clear it out to everybody. Listen, it ain't even that serious no more. When I ask for topics, I just be asking for topics. Truth of the matter is, our Patreon community really, really takes care of us. And so what that means is, for the last month and a half, when we need topics, we go to our Patreon community and say, hey, listen, what do y'all want us to talk about? Holla at us. And then our Patreon community gets to vote on topics they want to talk about. So once again, if you want to influence what the Tastemakers talk about every week, join the Patreon. So Goss's topic has been on the docket. It has been on the docket. It's been voted on. Nobody voted for his topics. That got nothing to do with quote. All quote's job is to put out the poll. If people don't want your topic, that ain't on me. That ain't on me.
That's not bad.
Goss, your topic?
I'm a rebuttal to that before I do my topic.
Listen.
No. Sorry.
I'm not going to be
my last show. It's my last show. Come on.
That's the reason why I can't be the bigger man in this situation.
I can't. I'm trying to use every excuse. Come on.
The exact reason why. So, guys, I don't know if y'all know quote the way that me, Trish, and Brina know quote. But when quote feels a way about something and he feels like he's right, he's gonna do what he wants to do. And he's gonna be stubborn about his way. You understand what I'm saying?
Is
me and Trish specifically, I know, have given quote a lot of ideas for this show. And he just either ignores them or he says, like he tries to like patronize us. He tries to handle us a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So when
all this slander,
I don't know if this is slander now. This ain't
true.
I don't think this is.
Wow.
This is a group of your peers who deal with you on a weekly basis. Does anybody disagree before I go on?
The topic not in the votes? Was it not there?
I'm talking about the principle.
It was there.
It was there multiple times.
It's the principality, Smokey.
Vote for the topic. Did you guys vote for the topic?
No, because he didn't sell it. He didn't sell it the way
he didn't sell the topic.
That was the issue.
And I'm not gonna say how it was sold.
So, like, when you get fired from a job, I'm not sure if y'all been fired before or not, but they'll bring up all the stuff that you did when you get fired, but they'll supposedly only fire you for one reason. But it's the other stuff that, tapped on to that is the reason why you feel like, oh, this is definitely why I'm getting fired, for all that kind of stuff, right? So when I submit the topics, right, that was just, for me, that was just, just the cherry on top. You feel me? Just about everything else that quote ignores on this show that we try to suggest. So this is why I brought up the principalities, because you got to deal with the root of a situation more than you have to deal with just the one part that you're unhappy with or that there's going to be an issue with. But anyway, I've digressed. So 3 weeks ago, I brought up the topic that, it's just this trend right now that all these Instagram models, all these people all these women who like are known for their, their bodies and their physicals, and they have made millions of dollars, have millions of followers, have influence, but it's mostly for the way they look. Like they're not talented, right? Like we don't know what Kim Kardashian does, but she's rich and she's famous.
We know what she does. We know what she did to get where she is.
But she's not. That's what I'm saying. She's not talented.
Ray J know what she did.
She's the.
Let's talk about how many joints Ray J done put on. Anyway,
she's the prime example of these girls, and probably why these girls got to this spot in their life because they saw Kim do it. So, but now all of a sudden, this is a good all of a sudden. By the way, this is not a sarcastic. Now all of a sudden, these girls, these women, are finding Jesus, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It started with Miss Alexis Sky. If you guys don't know who Alexis Sky is, she used to be this. I think she's Fetty Wap's baby mama. I want to say she was on. Yeah, I think she was on Love and Hip Hop for that. She's one of those not video vixens, or those Instagram hip hop vixen type chicks. Feel me? And she was just that kind of girl. But she has found Jesus, and now she has changed everything about her, right? So she took away all her photos on Instagram that made her look, all crazy and made her look like a thought and all that kind of stuff. She didn't cover it up. She didn't put clothes on. She reads the Bible on Instagram and tells us everybody needs to find Jesus like she did. She's out here doing the Lord's work, preaching the gospel, and I love that. Love it. So shout out to Alexis Sky for that. And more recently, we have Miss Blac Chyna, who has also found Jesus in the 2023. You feel me? And she has found Jesus in a way where now she even removed a demonic tattoo that she had on her body.
She had the Baphomet on her body.
She was going crazy with it. And she was making...
You know what, girl? She also ain't going to let you slide in the DMs, but go ahead.
She was making $23 million, allegedly, from OnlyFans. She was like
That's
the top...
wild.
She was the top grossing person on OnlyFans. Now, I have this theory that I don't think any girl on OnlyFans is happy about their life. But I think it's just a way to make money. That's just my theory.
That's probably...
And because my mama would say, that no girl naturally just wants to be seen naked by everybody in the whole world. Because my mom is a trauma therapist, so she always thinks there's something behind, everything that's going on, especially with women when they have their phase, whatever we call it. But I'm so glad that this phase is starting to pick up, right? She got her lip implants taken out. She got her booty implants taken out.
Her cheek.
Her cheek. Oh,
it was her cheeks. Yeah.
Okay. Well, she got all the fake stuff out of there, and now she's being all natural and preaching this gospel. And she's going, from blog to blog, telling people about her transformation. And Alexis Sky did the same. Now, listen, these are the girls that people like me have been waiting for to get saved. You understand me? So I'm hoping.
Jasper in the chat.
I am hoping and praying that this is going to be a trend.
She is not letting you in the DMs.
And this travels down from the what's the word? The top tier girls that were on Instagram. And it travels down to the lower local joints.
Do y'all see the motive of the topic? The motive.
I don't like it. Yeah. I don't like it. No.
I am so glad that Jesus is in the business of saving these hoes. I love it.
Corey.
I love it.
Light skin Goss.
Listen,
you will not do that. Don't. First of all, no.
Have they not proven themselves to be what he said?
They're not. If they're not anymore, why are we still calling them hoes?
Well, before they were saved, right?
No, he said
redeemed.
God is out here saving these hoes. That's not okay.
Trisha.
Absolutely not.
Trisha.
You heard what I said.
Trisha, listen to me real quick. Do you know the names that girls call themselves in songs and sing it every single day?
Of course I do.
Do you understand the way that rappers that you love, Trisha,
Listen.
what the names that they would call these girls on songs and still do? You understand me?
But that's not what we're talking about. We talking about two specific women who have given their life to the Lord.
What's worse?
And you over here, you talking about some God is saving these hoes.
What's worse?
Stop it.
I think it's the same thing.
And that was how the topic was initially introduced, by the way.
I think listen, if you call me a sinner,
again, we ain't gonna be blaming quote for stuff.
If you call me a sinner, right, that's offensive to some people, right? If I was a sinner, I was a sinner. It's just who I was. But my new identity.
I hear what you're saying, but that ain't what you said, though. That's not what you said.
That is what I said.
You could have said former hoes, ex hoes.
He wasn't technical
You said
enough?
God is out here saving hoes.
So God is out here.
Salvation is a process. I mean, they might still be.
Stop it.
I got tendencies.
We're not gonna do that.
You still don't call them women no hoes. Period. I don't care what they calling themselves. What do you see them as?
I don't know what to call women anymore. You can't call them females. You can't
call them women. Women.
Yeah,
that's it.
but
ain't no buts. Women. Are you listening?
There's no offense taken when they call it get called bees by Lil Jon.
I don't care. I don't care about that. You be the one to show them different. Okay,
I'm gonna show them different. That's a fact. I'm just glad they're getting saved because now I can show them different.
I'm gonna show
Goodbye.
them different.
Goodbye.
Show them you the realest.
Goodbye.
Listen, so it is a beautiful thing, as people are saying in your chat. Listen, it is wonderful that the Lord is, Holy Spirit is knocking on these hearts and people is answering doors. I'm loving it. It is definitely a good thing to see, and we definitely pray the best for Blac Chyna as well as the other girl that you was talking about. Just anybody coming into the faith, we pray that they be covered. We pray, that it won't, it'd be good seed and good soil. That seed won't be snatched out, won't be strangled out. None of that whole parable of the sword, all that. Keep these people, Lord Jesus. Keep them.
Yes.
Keep them surrounded. Give them community, Lord God. Let there be discipleship in place. All of the jazz, you know what I mean? And all those things. And hopefully people are reaching out to them with their best intentions at heart. So I think it's dope to see, Goss. I appreciate you bringing up this topic, brother.
No, you don't. Don't even cap.
Oh, Trisha, what you got to say about the ladies, man?
I am proud of Chyna. Like, even if maybe later on down the line it's not like super solid, I feel like whatever moves that she's making right now is better for her children. You know what I mean? Like, you're an example for your kids, and the way that she's displayed herself has been not cool. Yes, her name is now, and she's going by Angela now, so we're gonna call her Angela.
Going by Angela now. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it. I love it.
Thank
Let's
you,
call
Charles,
her
for
Angela.
reminding us. Yes, formerly known as Blac Chyna.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I'm here for it. I mean, I'm glad that she's making these moves and talking about Jesus. Like, she mentioned Jesus Christ. Like, hey, that's major. And shout out to her. She from DC. A lot of girls from DC is
DMV
on some other stuff. So I'm.
Why did you?
It's just
you're not from
good
the DMV.
to see her.
Matters who you ask, but I hear you.
It's good to see her.
Technically, to the outside world, the DMV stands for what?
DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Maryland, Virginia.
Maryland.
What Goss understands is that the DMV is really not really. It's really Richmond. A certain part of those areas.
I would say it is a certain part.
Most people don't understand that because DMV just stands for DC, Maryland,
Virginia. Yeah.
So,
And even the Maryland part is a certain part of Maryland.
Yeah, it's really
like,
only
it's not
certain
like
parts. But listen,
the whole state. Yeah, I mean,
why we gotta be
we ain't
so
going
sick?
to Eastern Shore. Eastern Shore ain't DMV.
It's not.
Right.
Fort knows DMV isn't.
Definitely
I know that, but it stands for DC, Maryland, Virginia.
I don't know why you
I just shouted out the DMV. Can I shout out the DMV?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Why I can't shout out the DMV?
Because you're not from there.
Because you're not from there.
Last
anyway,
I checked, I was from Virginia. I'm just, I know. Anyway, go ahead. It might not be Northern Virginia. But
Charles said, "Why are we doing this quote?
Exactly. I don't know what quote's doing, Charles. I don't know what he's doing, Charles.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
You're trying to claim the DMV.
I never tried to claim the DMV. I simply shouted out the DMV.
But you shout out. But you typically shout out where you're from.
Anyway,
I can't
Bree,
shout out DMV.
what you think about Blac Chyna or Angela coming to Jesus?
It's always a good thing when somebody comes to Jesus and changes their life. Like, that's always going to be good news. I just hope that she gets, solid teaching, gets discipled, and sticks with it long term. We've seen a lot of celebrities make that announcement that they have come to Christ, and then some of them we've seen fall away. So just praying for her that doesn't happen, and God keeps her. So I'm excited for her news.
Indeed.
That's what I think.
Indeed. So listen, speaking of women doing something in the culture, and these young ladies here kind of got my attention, and they low key a little ratchet, you know what I mean? But I do actually enjoy them and believe that I actually kind of believe God is using them in this season for some things. But they actually gave a shout out to a Christian hip hop artist, and we just wanted to give props to them giving this shout out. Let's check that out real quick.
You played one song when we got in the car the other day. The way he came in, he said the devil something.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me find it.
He came in there.
I can play how many seconds
that
of
her
it.
face. I said, "Megan, don't you
She
ever
literally,
turn."
she literally did. I was like, ouch.
The way he came in on that beat, you would have thought it was the baby
How
or
long can
Lil
I-
Baby, or it was like the first line. But he said the devil something. It was so hard though.
Oh, it was this.
You know that thing. Hey, I had some beef with the devil, so I had to hop in the stool. If we start talking about ops, then I probably
He said I had some beef with the devil, so I had to hop in the stew.
I had some
I'm
beef
about to
with
go
the
off on
devil.
this.
The hop in the stew.
I don't with the devil. I'm about to put down 16 bars today.
But it's like, it's fire.
What? The way he came in on that beat though, she had the bass bumping in the car. He said, I had some beef with the devil, so I had to hop in the stew. I said, you sound like the baby. But Christian. What he look like? He's single? All these Christian people be married. I'm like, Lord, is there any single Christian rappers?
Hey, Mike Teasy.
What's his name?
B. Simone is trying
Mike
to shoot
Teasy,
a
that's the
shot.
guy that be doing all the remixes.
Hey, Mike Teasy.
Hey, Mike Teasy.
What's
you doing?
But the way he came in, we just be listening.
His
to
Wi-Fi
gospel.
like, girl.
Every
Shout out to
city-
Mike Teasy. Go check out his music. Seriously.
The way he came in on that beat, I had some beef with the devil, so I had to hop in the stew.
Oh,
That's
and
hard.
Listen, yo,
Shout
Mike
out
Teasy's
to Mike
single though out
Teasy.
here, right?
He's single now. Yes, I think so. I believe
Mike
so.
Teasy, B. Simone trying to shoot a shot. Goss might not be able to slide into the DMs, but Mike Teasy can.
That's hilarious. They both, her and Megan definitely responded to the post that he posted. I said, look at that. And CHH is on the radar of the mainstream media.
Tasha, no, Tasha.
Tasha.
Listen, no, Tasha, no. Listen, no, I rebuke that in Jesus' name.
I'm surprised Goss is unbothered.
These Christian hip hop artists ain't y'all. Well, anyway, he is unbothered. Yeah, I think he's reflecting. I think he understands that maybe had he spend a little more time on his marketing, on his projects, this could have been him.
Nah, I don't find any of those girls attractive, so I'm good on that.
Oh wow! I'm surprised.
Okay.
Yeah.
Too black? What was no? What?
I just don't find him attractive. Now, if that was Megan Good saying that,
I believe he's single now, Real. I believe he's single. I think he's single. It don't matter.
That is funny to me. But shouts out to B Simone and shouts out to what's her name? What's her name?
Megan.
Thank you. I knew it was a M. I don't know, something about them girls, man. Something about them girls. I don't know why I feel like something on them right now. Like God is using them for some things. And they've
been. It's interesting. No, but it's interesting because it's like they definitely, like, you can tell they have a heart for God. I just, I'm always concerned about the lack of maybe discipleship for sure. And just really like committing themselves to the Lord, like for real, but I'm praying that
I'm with Trisha. Like I said, again, I feel like Tasha says I like B Simone. I don't co-sign everything she says or does, but I like her.
Yeah,
and I mean,
same.
Of course, good and well, ain't nobody co-signing everything she do. Nothing like that whatsoever. It's just weird. Like I look at them, and as off-putting as they might be to typical Christian whatever, and I'm pretty typical Christian whatever. This ain't my whole life. When I look at them, I'd be like, I feel like God doing something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And hey, salutes, ladies. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I be with it. So
yeah, when they had a long interview with Krishan, and they was challenging her.
Saw that.
They was challenging the mess out of her, like, yo, you might want to reconsider. You a Christian now, like, they was challenging her. I appreciated it.
That's what it is. Cool.
And so, real, you might be right. I'm not sure. You might be right about that. He might be married.
Dang, is Mike Teasy wifed up? Goss, you might still have a chance.
I don't want a chance with them.
I can't. Goodbye. Stop it. Stop this.
What I do wrong?
Listen,
That's
you ain't do nothing wrong. She getting me. She getting me. Oh man.
Did y'all talk about? Yeah, y'all definitely talk about your weekends already.
Yeah, we already talked about all that and stuff like that. Well, let's get into the last topic. But before we do that, Goss, of course, this is an important show because we are losing, as I might call her, the heart of the show. Now, I've already given her flowers. Brina's already given her flowers. Just take some time out, man, to give out flowers to our very own T-Bells.
Trisha Lily Mae Bells.
Not Lily Mae. That's funny.
Trisha, I feel like
just the way you started off, you coming with some foolishness.
Nah, it's not foolish. It's how I feel, Trisha.
Okay, I'm hearing you.
Listen.
And thank you for calling me Trisha and not Tasha.
Y'all names be similar. Y'all names be mad similar. I'm sorry about that. All the times I called you Tasha.
It's all good.
So I still think it's funny that Quote still hasn't met you yet in person. And I've seen you like 3 times in person.
Yeah.
It's just because you're a single man who gets to travel the world whenever you want to get up and go. I'm a married man.
But it's funny because like that's
I can't make
friend.
moves like that.
Nah, that is funny because like that's your friend. But you know what I'm saying? But like I feel like off of that, me and Trish have built a relationship that is great. You know what I'm saying? And that is budding as always. And I meet a lot of people in my area of work. And most times it's people that like you fill out the person and you're like, all right, this is what it's going to be. Let me do what I got to do with this and then move on. Or it's like, hey, I think I want to build this relationship with this person. I think when I met you on the show and then in person, it's more of she's a dope individual. I would like to build a relationship and be friends and all that kind of good stuff. So, I think that speaks highly to you as an individual, just the energy that you bring when people meet you. It's always positive. It's always good. And you always got a lot of stuff going on outside of that But we don't know that until you tell us, because your demeanor and your whole energy is just always positive. It seems like when I'm in your presence. But yeah, you've been definitely the heart of the show. Definitely somebody that will speak their mind. Definitely will speak how you feel about a topic, no matter what people think about it. You're not afraid to be vulnerable. You're not afraid to do things that I think people normally don't want the general public to see. So I think I definitely vibe with you on that, because I kind of do the same thing. No, I don't. Never mind. Because I'm definitely hiding this whole podcast from my church. So that's not true.
That's right.
I take that back. But I'm sure this isn't the last time I'll see you or the last time we'll speak. You know what I mean? I think it's just the end of the season for what you got going on with the podcast. But yeah, Trish, you're the one for sure.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Real Jasper.
Thank you. Oh, yes. She said, what the heck? I missed this part. This is my last official podcast with the Tastemakers. There's a lot happening in life. I need to fall back and then also focus on my own stuff. So I really, this has been a great experience, and I'm even like proud of myself, and I'm thankful for even like allowing us to do this consistently, because it does show, even though, I've missed a couple shows. I was sick or out of town or whatever, but like, this is the most consistent thing I think I've ever done in ever. Like ever. So thank you for getting me in the, just in the habit of coming and showing up, even if I didn't feel like it or if I was tired. I'm grateful for you. Quote, grateful for you even bringing me on to this. I love y'all, man. Like, I'm not going away. Like, I'm still gonna be around, you know what I mean? But I just have to, focus on what God wants me to focus on. And
it's a fact.
Unfortunately, things, I have to switch up what I'm doing, but still around. So y'all can hit me up.
Indeed. Well, you're still in the group chat amongst many other things, so we still gonna be hitting you up.
Nah, you can't be in the group chat if you're not on the show, bro.
What?
You gotta get out of here.
Goodbye. Anyway, goodbye.
Nah, you can't be getting the benefits, bro.
The benefits?
Yeah.
Corey,
she has earned. She's earned that.
What? Thank you, Brina. Thank you.
We're not gonna do that.
And I'm also gonna be helping. Like, I want to help. I want to help push the show more, and I want to help. Like, all the things that I wanted to help do, I just didn't have time to do because I'm a part of it. So it's like, my time already so short. But this will give me more time to help push it the way that I know it needs to be pushed. And we got to shake quote up a bit, because I am about to be the strategist. Thank you, Charles. Thank you. Low key. But I definitely will be able to make more of an effort in that area. So, yeah.
Whew. Yeah. So definitely. We are going to miss Trisha Bell, but again, she'll be around. We'll have people we'll be doing our breakfast club for the next couple months, as people just kind of be rotating into the spot until we try to solidify a new tastemaker per se. But definitely appreciate you guys hanging with us always. You know what I mean? And we still here. We still here every Wednesday night, 10 p.m. You know what I mean? Even for I had to tell some guys, like I said, I know some of y'all came here just for Trisha. I understand.
Listen, most of my friends here, all of the ones that are, my friends, they came because of me. But y'all can keep supporting.
But y'all can keep supporting. Y'all can keep checking us out. All that jazz. Trisha will still be around. I'm sure she will be right here in this spot.
I'm coming back.
She's gonna be here. All right. So Yeah, I mean, she'll be,
to visit. I'm gonna be a guest.
Yeah,
Listen, my heart, I can't take all this. You either, you know what I'm saying? What you doing, yo? What's going on, bro?
I'm done with you. I am done.
Is that a valid question?
Listen,
I ain't saying I'm gonna be back soon, but I will be back to visit.
Indeed. Like I said, I think Trisha is the heart of the show. And so we just, there might be a little bit of a heart transplant that we got to do for the time being. It is what it is. But listen, before we get up out of here, y'all, we got one more topic to talk about. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Do all the things. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend what it is we do right here on the Tastemakers Pod every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Join the Patreon. Come hang with us in the group chat. Trisha will be in the group chat. Come hang. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? She at least got at least a year and 6 months owed to her in the group chat. At least.
You can't be getting out.
But listen, that is what it is. Jonathan Majors. This past weekend, Mr. Majors was arrested. He was arrested by NYPD for allegations of kind of a domestic violence type of situation. This happened, I believe, on Saturday, right? And Twitter went crazy, and the whole world went crazy, saying that Jonathan Majors had fumbled the bag. I mean, I don't know if y'all understand how many movies, projects, and franchises are tied to him right now. He might be the hottest rising thing in the game right now. All that came to a halt on Saturday. Now, interesting enough, by Sunday, the witness had recanted her statement. Lawyer said there was actually video footage that would prove his innocence. And that is where we are with things at the moment. But if you guys could talk to us just a little bit, let us know when you first heard about this, what were your first thoughts, Brina?
Yeah, I saw it. My first thought was, I need to hear more details because I think it's like, why now? Like, he's extremely popular right now. And to have something like this happen, like, I thought that was just tragic. So, you hate to hear any, allegations of domestic violence in any, situation, but you never want to see somebody wrongly accused either. So just wanted to know, like, what were the rest of the details on this topic? Those were my thoughts.
What were your initial thoughts, Goss?
I really don't follow him that much. I really don't I'm not like, I don't think I had any feelings about it because he's not like somebody that I really care about a lot. So it was like, oh dang, that's messed up. But then it's like all the other stuff's coming out. So it's good that it seems like his name's gonna be cleared up. But yeah, like no really thoughts towards that as far as like devastation or no, you're trying to set him up or boom, boom, boom. Because I'm not like, it's not really my guy.
Trisha Bell, when it first popped off, you first heard about it, what were your initial thoughts?
I don't know if I want to say my initial thoughts, but I was like,
probably what every Black woman was thinking that we've heard on Twitter all weekend. So you may as well let it out.
So for all my white friends and family, don't take offense to this because this is a common theme that we as Black women see in the interracial relationships, right?
Are you married to a white girl?
He's not married.
Dating a white girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for real?
He was dating a white chick, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. So that was the first thing I was like, did she trigger him? Like, what happened? Because I'm like, no man in his position in their right mind would do something so stupid, like just cause
Right.
he's just mad. So I'm like, well, maybe there was something going on. Like, we've heard many stories of white women stabbing or killing the Black man, or like sparking arguments and then causing, whatever. OJ Simpson. And I'm not comparing the situation because it's not the same, but I'm just saying there's always something, right? So I'm trying to be careful with my words, but I was just unsure. I was like, what happened? Well, did he do it? Did he actually do it? And then when I heard that she recanted it, I said, I was like, okay, that sounds about right. You're recanting. I don't know. Maybe she got, threatened with something. Who knows? And I'm not saying from him, but maybe from a lawyer, like, hey, you need to make this right because you know that this is how it really went down, type of thing. But I don't know. I'm, I still try not to point fingers or say, oh, it was this or it was that without all of the evidence. So
Did the rest of the evidence come out?
Not
yet. I don't
quite
think
yet.
so.
Not quite yet. So I heard the news Sunday morning, I think, is when it got to me. And I was heartbroken. You know what I mean? Just because for so many reasons, right? There's so many layers, right? On one hand, you want to see a Black man do well, and he is definitely a rising star in Black Hollywood and Hollywood in general. I mean, once you're on the MCU, you become almost mainstream. He's an excellent actor. Acted Michael B. Jordan under the table in Creed 3. An excellent actor. And
it's not hard to do. I told you Michael can't act.
Don't be doing this.
And so
Michael B. Jordan slander.
I love Michael, right? But he can. I mean, Jonathan can act him under the table.
No, he be acting. He be acting.
Yeah.
Jonathan be acting.
So I was heartbroken because I see his rise, and I'm like, yo, your rise just got snuffed. Like,
So
yeah, I think I posted in the joint. I was like, elevator go up, elevator go down the hole. Like it's a wrap. As soon as he was going up, he was going back down, right? And so on that end, that's that layer, right? Then there's just the layer that we as Black people carry, where when something happens to one of us, especially when the spotlight is on them, we as Black people often feel like it has the potential to affect us all. You know what I mean? Because, whether you have the thought process of, man, they just been waiting for one of us to slip up. They've been waiting for that other shoe to drop. You know what I mean? Will they give anybody else this kind of platform, that like they're giving him? Will they put all this money behind someone again of color after this? You know what I mean? Will they allow, one of us to host the Oscars again, when one of us might get up and slap the mess? I mean, we just, we carry a lot of this weight as Black folk that we probably don't have to carry totally, but we do carry it, right? And then when it came out, his lawyer was like, look, old girl done recanted her statement in 2 letters. Why she need 2 letters, I don't know.
That's weird.
They got video footage and witness saying that she was the aggressor and it didn't go down as such. And so I was kind of like, okay, but has the damage been done? Of course, the Army has already paused their commercials that had him in them. It was good to see him in those commercials. They already paused that, like, hold on, pause. You know what I mean? They're working already on another plan for those commercials that they plan on airing during the Final Four. And now we just at a waiting see point, like, right? Like,
I think he's good though. I don't think his damage been done.
I feel you, and I hope you're right, but we don't know until the evidence come out, right? I think hopefully the evidence is so good that people immediately forgive him, right? Hopefully, right? But if not, then it's a whole nother situation. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's just the its of it. I know I probably don't. I need to just live my own life, but I'd be a little low key worried about this whole situation. Like, how is this going to turn out? You know what I mean? And then we don't really know, like, is it a kind of situation where she just had a whole meltdown? Because they said that they end up having to get her some emotional something or another. Did she have a whole?
Had to go to the hospital for.
Yeah. Then I'm seeing reports that he actually is the one that called the cops, not her. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? But then, of course, in any domestic dispute in New York, there has to be an arrest. Same thing, I believe, in the state of Colorado. I don't know if any other state like that, but in New York and in Colorado, I know for sure. If somebody get called out to a domestic abuse joint, an arrest has to be made.
But wait, why John H said AI has created the video footage? He good. No.
That's low-key true.
That's how it be nowadays, you know what I mean? But we shall see how this goes down, you know what I mean? Was he innocent? Was she overreacting? Did she have an emotional breakdown? Some people are saying, I believe TMZ reported that she saw another female in his phone texting him and went plumb off, you know what I mean? And made all this stuff up on some vengeance type stuff. So that's kind of what's being reported as well. Or did he really put hands on this chick and Marvel money, Disney money, all this other, these cats stepped in on some Olivia Pope and was like, so what we gonna need to happen? You know what I mean?
That's what it feels like a little bit, the Olivia Pope situation. Like,
you know what I mean? So
rectify that.
What's going on? What's going on? We don't really know. But then it still is kind of crazy. It'd be feeling like black men get the brunt of this joint, though, because I mean, Cat's been talking about how Dana White was caught punching his wife on camera, and ain't nobody really talking about Dana White like that. Or like just different things be popping off. But
are you talking about that man? Hold on. Are you talking about the man that picked up his wife and threw her up against the TV and the TV fell on top of her with the baby sitting right there?
No. That ain't with him. But that was a black man, wasn't it?
It was an athlete, ex-athlete.
No. I'm talking about a white dude.
Bruh. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Got you. No, I don't know who that is. But I did recently see that and I was so disturbed.
So I had seen that like some years ago. I feel like I had seen
this just happened. This just happened. Yeah. We're talking about just happened.
But did that, I mean, really? Like that?
Yes.
I feel like I had seen that.
I'll send it to
some
you.
months ago. Okay, cool. So, but ultimately, now we are where we are. I mean, y'all have any concerns like I got, or y'all are just like, nah, we good. He should be all right. Like, what are y'all's thoughts about it? Now that
I feel like he's gonna be good.
Back and forth.
I feel like he's gonna be. I've heard more people come to his defense than people saying he's finished.
Okay.
So I think he's gonna be fine.
I am concerned. I mean, I'm still concerned. Oh, you know what? You're right. This was in 2021. My bad. I don't know why. I'm just now seeing it though. Anyway, gotcha. I am concerned because I think what other people are saying in the chat is like, even if he is innocent, the damage has already been done. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that, and then there were other people. What was it, like some other directors or producers saying that he was like had a temper on set or something like that. Even though I take that with a grain of salt because he's a black man, and if they're white, I don't know if they're white. I don't know.
They were white. So one of the dudes is white for sure.
Yeah. So if it's like you're saying that he had an attitude. That like.
But you hear the same thing about Tom Cruise. You hear the same thing about Tom Cruise on set. Nobody makes a big deal of it. He's an artist.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, Alec Baldwin did kill a man, and he's still making movies and doing like. And even though it wasn't a man, wasn't it was a woman? But wasn't it a woman?
It was a woman that Alec.
It was a woman, and it was an accident. I don't want to say
he killed her, but it was an accident. Theoretically.
Yeah, it was an accident. So, but still, like that was. I don't know. I feel like because he's black.
Ezra freaking Miller. Thank you, Charles.
Wait, who is that? Who is that? Who is that?
The new Flash movie when it drops, he's the Flash. They've had to push back this movie and do all kinds of things with this movie because he is a whole terror. He be doing like all kinds of crazy stuff to people, and he theoretically on some criminal stuff, and they've managed to keep him still covered.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
But again, a black man.
Wow.
But again, a black man.
He looks interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, Ezra Miller has been.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. As Tiffany just said, shouts out to Tiffany in the chat. Ezra is a hot mess.
Tiff.
Very, very.
Oh my gosh, Tiff. Tiffany, how did you know about this? You're here. Sorry, that's my fault.
How did you know about this?
No, I didn't. I don't know if I had told her about it, but no.
Who's Tiff? You know, I'm a goat check.
She's a really great sister of mine who I met in Philly years ago. We used to go to Epiphany together, but then they moved to Maryland. No, they moved to Maryland when I was in Maryland, so we reconnected, and that's my people. Yeah.
You had another person that you can't slide into their DMs. So, anything else?
Very married.
Very married. See?
I don't care.
Good.
I didn't ask if I could slide into her DMs.
I'm just saying. I just wanted to make sure that you knew from the jump.
Did you know how you do?
I just, we just.
How do I tell me how I do? Please tell me how I do.
Trish, put me on. Who that?
What
She got a boyfriend. Oh, put me on. When we first started up here.
Word.
I
probably did. That definitely sounds like somebody would do.
Absolutely did.
now I think about it, it does sound like something I would do.
Chat, your thoughts on Jonathan Major, Tastemakers. Your thoughts on Jonathan Majors. Anything else? Anything? Well, y'all. I was the only one that was. Y'all weren't really concerned. I was concerned for the culture.
That nigga be all right.
I'm cracking up at trying to some you married anyway, guys.
You once said you married anyway.
No, he recanted his statement.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Oh, okay. Yes,
but who recanted?
Yes,
D1.
D1 about Goss being married.
We had a whole live about it.
Did you? You didn't tell us about it. Why you ain't tell us about it?
I think it was the same live. No.
What?
It's a separate live or the same live in which he said you were married?
No, it's a separate live.
It's a separate one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You ain't even tell us about it. You don't live.
Ruslan shouted me out.
What did Ruslan? I saw you say that, but where did Ruslan shout you out?
What was he talking about?
On his latest video about Carl Lentz going to that church.
And what you say?
And what did he say about you?
I made a meme about it. I said I made it seem like it was an NBA trade or like a free agent deal. I said Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting that Carl Lentz is signing with Transformation Church for 10% of the tithes and free and extra communion juice.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
You be out here making memes, Goss? That's what you do?
Do I make me? No. Well, it was a Facebook post. Then I tagged him in it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right. Make sure we had all the technicalities.
Right. Because if you making memes, you can make memes here. Sorry.
Listen. Yo, I think that's the show, guys. You know what I mean? I think that is definitely the show. Make sure to like and subscribe. Run them likes up, please. Do us a favor. It costs you nothing, but it means absolute world to us. And you know how we say, if you really, really, really rock with us, I mean, you really rock with us. I mean, you as fresh, grown, Black, and Christian, make sure to check us out on the Patreon. That is what it is. Just scan the QR code, do the things. We appreciate it. It helps us to grow the channel. I mean, it don't go in none of our pockets, that's for sure. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna say whose pockets it go into, but shouts out to her. But
hilarious.
But that's what it is. Definitely appreciate you guys hanging with us, man. Y'all, the community of Tastemakers, it means a lot to me, and I appreciate you guys. Y'all was in here early, hanging with us. I appreciate y'all for that.
We was a little late, though. We was a little late. Tasha said that. I was like, oh, we was a little late.
It was a tad bit late. I'm just saying. So that's definitely what it is.
No.
How do you say goodbye to what we had?
No.
Listen. This is not goodbye.
It's not goodbye. See you later. Yes, absolutely.
Bro, it's a lie. Lies.
Corey.
What? Coco brother said the same thing, and we never seen him again.
You said who?
Coco brother said the same thing when he was leaving radio in Atlanta, and we never saw him again.
Wow.
Just keep it 100. I don't see what's the problem with shit. I don't see what the problem is.
You a mess.
Listen. Real Jasper said, I left Ruslan's Patreon for y'all's. Tastemakers is much better. Thank you, Real.
Wow.
That's
a huge compliment.
But that is a huge compliment.
I'm about to hit Ruslan with that.
Don't stop. No, don't do that.
I'm about to screenshot him.
JR, don't be out here Angela Yee in it. That's probably what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna lie, but it won't be anytime soon. And it won't be in these hours. I can't do these hours, y'all. I cannot do them.
Nobody can do these hours except Quote. Quote be forcing us to do these hours.
Listen, if we had another opportunity of other hours, we would do it.
We did.
But y'all act like this is not what we agreed upon.
Listen, Trish, when you get your show, let me know so I can co-host.
I'll keep
Let me come on and be a person during the regular hours. Like I could be the dude who be sitting in with Colin Coward, but like on the other side. I don't want to say much.
This is how they do me when this is what they agreed upon. You know what I mean? I'm just saying this is how
we agreed upon 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock was the
we did.
We did not agree on 9 o'clock.
We
guys.
did.
Well, we all just said we agreed on 9. You be delusional.
We all
no,
agreed
not at the beginning. At the beginning, we did not agree on 9 o'clock.
But then when we switched it, we all agreed on 9.
We did a month. We did the month of November. We did it 9 o'clock because they were worried about the show running long. And of course, we were just trying to see what it would do to. I was more so trying to see what it would do to viewership. 9 o'clock didn't get us no high viewers, but the shows ran longer. We had 3-hour shows in November.
No, nobody cared about viewership. It was more so. It was
y'all
more
didn't care about viewership. I cared about viewership.
Again,
but it wasn't about that. It was about what works
about
best
at all.
Because we went back to 10 only because of you, and not because nobody else.
100% because of you.
But y'all wanted shorter shows, and it was longer shows when we went to 9 o'clock.
But once you brought that to our attention, I'm sure they would have been shorter. Just like now, the shows are shorter.
Sure.
So I'm saying, quote again, quote. I don't think you be living in the reality that everybody else be living in. This is the second time that you've been called out.
We all said the same thing. We all agreeing. The taskmaster of tastemakers.
That I be saving them from them. They don't. Well, anyway, it is what it is. Even if we did have 9 o'clock, we'd be in the same situation.
I got you.
Wouldn't we? We're in the same situation.
No. Give me a no, Trish. No. I need a little button. I need a little button for the Trish. No.
I'm gonna have to add that.
Oh my gosh, please.
Get her to record that. Get Trish to record the no before she leaves.
That is so funny.
So we can add it.
Lord have mercy. It's already recorded, so she could just take the sound bite.
There we go.
Yeah. Yep. Grab the sound bite.
Thank you, Judon. Thank you. I mean, listen, the proof is in the pudding. Y'all can go back and check our November shows.
We're not disagreeing with what you said about that, but we're disagreeing with you. Act like
Judon, your memory ain't excellent. Your memory ain't excellent. Don't do that because I got receipts, bruh. No. That's the bone that I had to pick with you because you tried to say Judon. Let me say this before I get off of here. Judon, you tried to say that we said that Chris Rock deserved to get slapped. I went back and watched that whole segment. Ain't nobody on there, and I definitely did not say that he deserved to get slapped. I said I understood it. And I did not think it was okay at all. And I said, let me make it clear. I said it like twice. And nobody else even said that he deserved to get slapped. So then though, the last time we was talking about this, you was in here saying some stuff. And I was like, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? You was like, just stop. Who are you talking to? I was trying to understand who you was talking to. Now, listen, I just hope you wasn't talking to me because
Trish said, "Ain't no way he was talking to me."
It was problematic, and I was left baffled.
I don't think he was talking to you.
I hope and pray that he wasn't.
hilarious.
But again,
John, I appreciate what you're saying over here. I'm seeing your comments, bro. I appreciate
Who's John?
you.
Who's John?
John H.
we do this every week. John was here last week.
Where's
He's
John
been
from?
here for several weeks.
Where's he from?
He's from Atlanta. Well, you live in Atlanta, right, John? I think he lives in that ATL in the area. Oh, that last show energy, yes. Listen. I'm just saying. Judah, you quiet. I appreciate your viewership. But I said I need to get my receipts because he was saying something.
She did. Trisha went that night and she got on that
I went
joint.
that
she
night.
got in the group chat and was
I
like,
was heated.
I did not say.
I was heated. I said, oh, don't be
right, Charles?
Don't
she, Charles?
He
Trisha
said he
got
was
that.
talking to me.
This
See,
my
he
last
said,
day.
He said, yes, I was talking to
energy.
you. It seemed to me like you were trying to make the joke as mad as a slap, and that was ridiculous to me. I don't care if it was ridiculous to you. You need to watch how you're talking to people, period. That's all I'm saying. Because you're not going to tell me to just stop on my show. No. Okay? I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. You got to be careful how you
hit Charles joint real quick, Brina. Hit Charles joint.
This my last day after this job energy. Listen, I've been keeping that in. I've been keeping that in for a couple weeks, and it wasn't because I didn't want
y'all
to
hearing how horrible quote is, and how Judon did.
I did not say he was horrible. First of all, stop this. Stop it. I don't want peace. I want problems. No, Charles. No, I do want peace. I do want peace. I just had to address that with Judon because I was like, who is he talking to? Because no, you can think it's ridiculous, but it ain't. It wasn't. That's your opinion. That's your opinion. Anyway.
We got Dreamville this weekend. J. Cole, Usher, Drake, Burna Boy. I'm in there. Carolina, you heard?
Oh, I wanted to come. I wanted to go so bad.
Oh, man. Y'all funny to me.
I just bought tickets to the Roots picnic, too.
I was looking crazy, in your opinion? How was I looking crazy? How is that possible?
He was trying to explain. He was explaining.
I don't care. Don't care.
Take us out, Bree. Take us out. We out of here, bro.
Bree.
I love y'all with all my heart. For real, I do.
And you as well. Thank you so much for everything, Trisha Bell. Hanging out with us. Being we got Mother Bree. So like I said, you'll be in the heart. Indeed. So shouts out to Kiera, shouts out to Tasha. They'll be filling in. We'll probably pull some other people in as well. Just trying to see where everything is, you know what I mean? And if we can dare to try to get the show back up to the heights of the days when we had Trisha Bell. We'll see. We shall see.